Hey everyone, recently I found out that Affinity closed its stores. You can no longer buy Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo, or Affinity Publisher, and I use those a lot, especially Affinity Designer. I saw these two videos on YouTube and I did some research. So in this video, I want to share with you what I found out so far about this, what's happening, why I chose Affinity, and where I think it's going in the future, some of my predictions. I have 3 predictions on the way it's going to go. The best case scenario, the worst case scenario, and probably somewhere in between, which I think will happen. So let's go to the internet first, and I want to show you what I see or what you can see on the Affinity website and what happens from there. I signed up and I got an email from them as well, so I'm going to share both. Alright, so first things first, here we are on affinitydesigner.serif.com, and this is it. This is what's on there. Creative freedom is coming. Sign up to be the first to know. True creative freedom, again, creative freedom is just around the corner, October 30th. So coming up quick. You can see the future first. Click on that and it will send you an email. I actually did that. I'll share what the email said, but I'm trying to break this down, and it's interesting that they use this kind of Bezier curve. Now, Affinity Designer, Illustrator, all can do this already, but you know who can't do this is Canva. So I'm wondering, this is a hint that vectorizers or vector art or vector pen tools are coming to Canva. Creative freedom to me makes me think that you're free to be creative in maybe any way. So maybe on your desktop as well as online, and well as being able to grab and use graphics or AI or whatever. So I'm wondering if they're like branching out, which is what I think creative freedom is coming. I don't know. We'll have to find out what that means, but I think this is trying to give us a hint. This vector Bezier curve here that Canva cannot do currently. By the way, Canva, if you didn't know, bought Affinity last year, 2024. So if you didn't know that, that's why I'm referencing Canva. Canva now owns Serif or Affinity and can use that just like it did with Leonardo, and now it has better AI. I think it's gonna, use some of the Affinity stuff that it doesn't have, which would make Canva stronger. And I know they're trying to, be kind of a bigger competition to Adobe, where Adobe has Illustrator. Canva doesn't have that kind of vector stuff, but Affinity does, which is why I think it did that. Let me share with you the email that I got. So here we go. I can go up a little bit or make myself smaller. There we go. So this is the email I got after clicking this button, and you can do the same. See the future first. I'm sure this is the first of many emails that's coming. So creative freedom, again, I notice this time freedom is in a different font, and we got this now like a brush instead. So another thing that Affinity Designer can do, but Canva can't do. So that's interesting. Thanks for signing up. You've chosen to see the future first. Now you're at the front of the queue for what's next. So hopefully getting more stuff in the future before October 30th like everybody else. This isn't just another update. It's the beginning of something new. So again, the version 2, I started when it was version 1. Version 2 came out in 2022, so this is not just the same kind of thing where it's going to be the same. So this is why I'm thinking it has something to do with Canva, has something to do with being online, has something to do with that. It's a shift in how creative freedom is defined. So we're going to figure out or they're going to tell us what that means to them. Want a glimpse before it begins? Keep an eye on our social channels. We'll be sharing glimpses of what's about to unfold. You'll find the links in the footer. The future is close. You'll see it first. So they have Facebook, X, and Instagram. I'm going to pull them all up here. So first, I wanted to go over the pledge before I go to that. So Keep an eye out for this. They released this last year too. They mentioned that these are the 4 pledges, that they're not going to change Affinity so much. They're going to keep to these 4 things: fair pricing, accelerated Affinity, accessibility for all, which again I think will be more online, a community led too. So they're hopefully listening to us. So keep that in mind when you see what's coming in October 30th. Hopefully they're sticking to these as well. Fair pricing doesn't necessarily no subscription model. It just means that they're leaving room, making it kind of vague there. Okay, so X first. This is what they have on their X Affinity. You can look this up yourself. And they just have this post right here on October 1st, and when you go to here, the #1 comments like, hopefully not a push to subscription only model. No subscriptions, please. If it's a subscription, you'll never get $1. So many people, like myself, went to Affinity because there was no subscription. I started with Affinity back in the day, and I went to it because I was trying to avoid the Adobe subscription model, and hopefully they don't do the same, because again, Canva bought Affinity, and Canva has a subscription model. It has a free version which isn't as good as the pro version. So the pro version is a monthly thing. It can be a yearly thing as well, paying it yearly, but I think people are very scared that that's going to happen. If we go to their Instagram, it's kind of interesting. You notice that same kind of thing with the pen tool, where it's lighter here and kind of more of a brush here, creative freedom. But if you click on this one right here, this guy's talking about how he's been working on Affinity. You can watch this itself. He doesn't say anything too giving it away. Hey, nice artwork, but he's been working with it. So I like some of his stuff that he says here. You can watch it yourself. I'm not going to go through all of it. I actually turned the volume down a little bit. It's kind of long, so you can go watch it yourself. So that's something on here, but he doesn't really say much. He just says very vague, big things are coming, pretty much, and they're going to be cool, and 30th, so they're really pushing that. If you go to their YouTube channel, you'll see this again with the brush. This is things that a designer can do already, but yeah, creative freedom is coming. I'm guessing it's coming to Canva. So, and then Facebook, same thing. Someone said here, it wouldn't take much to say no subscriptions, get ready for what's next, but they won't say that. So we'll see. We'll see if it's no subscriptions and stuff. So the next thing I want to talk about is my predictions. So here we go. These are my 3 predictions. What I think the best case scenario is, the worst case scenario is, and probably somewhere in between is probably where it's going to land. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the best case scenario. So the best case scenario is that Affinity will just upgrade and still be a one-time payment service, and we'll have version 3, and version 3 is going to be better than version 2. In fact, I started with version 1. I believe I started back when it came out, 2015, 2016 area. I got version 2. Version 2 is slightly better, a little better, has some really cool thing, and that came out in 2022. And so now it's 3 years later, which makes sense. They're going to upgrade again. So the best case scenario for me, and with the integration of Canva, maybe you'll have access to graphics from Canva, or maybe some other things. So I think that could be really cool, but best case scenario, no subscription, right? Just keep it the same. Make it, maybe it's the same price, maybe it's a little higher. I would pay a little bit more for some graphics in there, because I think that's one thing that could help out Affinity. If you have a bunch of graphics that you have access to, especially with Canva, or if you already have a Canva Pro account, link it up to there so you don't have to go back and forth and download and put it in Affinity and all this stuff, because that's what I do a lot. I actually I have a Canva Pro account. I go there, I download it, put it in Affinity and mess with the text, because I just love the way that I can change things with my vector tools in Affinity, and it's just a lot easier to create that as a graphic designer in Affinity than in Canva. The second prediction I have is the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario being that there's going to be a subscription model just like Canva, where there's maybe a pro and an expert and a whatever it is, and maybe it comes with all this AI stuff, and maybe it comes with all this plugins, and it's just going to be super bloated and expensive. The exact reason why I got away from Adobe is because, one, it was getting super bloated, and two, I couldn't do the I didn't like the monthly subscription model. I just, like, I don't want to have bills to pay every time. I just want to pay it one time. I was fine with paying $200 one time and then waiting until I actually need an upgrade and do it again. I bought Adobe back in the day when they were discs and you put it in. That's how old I am. And it just, it was great because I got it when I wanted it and I could save up for it instead of, I don't know if I'm going to have the money this month, that kind of thing. So I think this is hopefully not the way that they're going to go, is the full subscription model where they're going to be segmented and like you get these certain features if you are on this level and this level and so on. I really hope they don't go that route. Hopefully they're listening to all the comments. I think that's one reason why people went to Affinity in the first place. Now my third prediction is somewhere in the middle. So if you say subscription and no subscription, I think you could actually have two ideas at the same time. You could have a no subscription model and pay one time, and it could be a little more, and then there could be a subscription model that, for maybe 2-3 years over time, that's a little lower than the one-time fee. I think there's room for both. So I bet you could have for those that want a subscription model and for those that don't want a subscription model. And in this third mid area, I think it could be online like Canva. It could be both, like Figma is online. I've used that as well. So it could integrate all of the best things that Canva has. And we probably could. I know a lot of people don't like the AI part, but Canva did buy Leonardo and is using that. So I'm wondering if they have a master plan of putting Canva, Leonardo, and Affinity all into one mega thing, or at least have access to those things within the Affinity app. I think that would be really cool to do, and maybe switch Affinity Photo Designer and Publisher like you do now, maybe just online and have access to it, and save all your stuff online like you do on Canva. So with Canva, when you're saving it, you can go through it instead of saving it to your hard drive. So maybe that's a cool thing. That's an in-between where you can save your projects and have unlimited. Maybe you're paying for space instead of paying for using the app. I don't know. But that's kind of my three predictions. No subscription, and maybe a combo deal with everything included. It will be exciting to see which way Canva goes with Affinity, which way Affinity thinks is the best way. Hopefully they're talking to each other and listening to the people that actually use it, using Affinity. Let me know in the comments what you think will happen. Do you use Affinity? How do you want to see this going down? Let's make some predictions, and in a little bit, maybe in a couple, 3 weeks, at least October 30th, we should have our answer on what they're going to do with Affinity. Hopefully this video is really helpful for you. Thanks again for watching, and if you want to see how to build a design in Affinity, I'll put my latest Affinity designer video that I do with t-shirts right here. And as always, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.